How you doing? I'm Darren with Ash Kickin BBQ. If this is your first time to the channel, then welcome. If you've been here before, then welcome back. I hope you guys all had a Merry Christmas. I wanted to get this video up before Christmas, but I've got some personal family stuff going on and just wasn't able to do that. But I know a lot of people cook prime rib on New Year's Eve, so hence why this video is still gonna be dropping. And you know what? Right now, prime rib is often on sale. You can score a killer deal on it. I got this small one here. It's just under 6 pounds. And I want to say it was like 50 bucks or something like that marked down. So just a small little guy, but it'll be perfect for dinner tonight. And I'm just going to be showing you a very simple, easy, and delicious recipe for this smoked prime rib. So let's jump in and get this prepped up right now. All right, guys, and here is the little budget prime rib. And you can see it actually looks really nice. I just trimmed a little bit of the hard fat up here. It's been sitting out for about a half an hour and it is ready to get prepped up. So all I'm gonna do is start on this fat cap side, and I'm just gonna take a little bit of Duke's mayo. We're not using a ton. I'm just gonna get a little bit of a binder on there, and this mayo is gonna act as a nice neutral fat for this. You can use whatever you want, Worcestershire sauce, anything you want, but I know that people use mayo for searing steaks, and since this is basically just a big slab of ribeye, I figured I'd give it a try today. Just looking for something to help our rub stick. That's all we're doing. We're not looking for any flavor of the mayo, nothing like that. So that is looking pretty good to me, nice and lathered up. Now I'm gonna come in with the Suckle Busters 1836 beef rub. This is a fantastic rub for prime rib. It's got coarse black pepper in there. It's got the salt, it's got the garlic, everything you want on a delicious prime rib. It should build a nice crispy bark on there. So let's get it seasoned up. Like I said, I'm starting with this fat cap side, and I'm just going with a medium coat. You can see that nice heavy black pepper in there. It's really gonna build a nice crust in the smoker. That mayo's doing a fine job of holding the rub on. Now ideally, I like to dry brine my prime ribs for a couple days, but you don't always have that luxury. So this is kind of gonna be a on the fly prime rib video, and I know it is still gonna be delicious. And the nice thing about this is, even if you want a little seasoning on your prime rib after you slice it, you can just hit a slice of prime rib with a little bit of seasoning and it'll be just fine. Oh, this is gonna be so good. I love this 1836 on beef. Brisket, you name it, it is just awesome on. It's actually one of my favorites for burgers. You get that nice coarse crust on a burger. It is fantastic. All right, and there we go. Just a medium coat on the prime rib there. We got everything seasoned up real nice. I'm just gonna let this hang out on the counter while the Z-Grill 700D3 comes up to temperature. And when it's time to get this on, I'll meet you outside. All right, guys, so before we get this prime rib on the smoker, I just wanna take a moment to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is Z-Grills. Today we're cooking on the 700D3. And the reason I really like this cooker is because it stays locked in at 225 degrees. There's no up and down temp swings. When I set this at 225 degrees, I know that's where it's gonna be, and that is imperative for cooking a perfectly cooked prime rib, in my opinion. Our end goal is wall-to-wall pink. We don't want that gray band around there, and maintaining 225 degrees, at least for the first part of the cook, is gonna be crucial in that. We might bump it up to speed it up halfway just to get it to that 120, 122 internal temperature we're looking for before we pull it off. So thank you, Z-Grills, for sponsoring today's video. Let's get this prime rib on the smoker right now. All right, so the Z-Grill 700D3s at 225 degrees. We're gonna get this prime rib on here, and I'm gonna put it right over here. The fire pot's right here. I'm gonna spin it like this, so the spinalis side is pointed away. That way we can hopefully get nice, even wall-to-wall pink in here. We are sitting at 42.7 and 42.6. I got 2 probes in just so we can have ensured accuracy here. And yeah, we're gonna let this thing go until it hits approximately 120 degrees, and then I'll show you the next step in the process. So it's gonna be a little while. We'll see you in a little bit. All right, so it has been a little over 3 hours on this prime rib. You can tell it's looking really good, starting to get a nice crust on there. We're sitting at 104 degrees on this thing, and we got nothing to do with it. I'm gonna let it go till it's 120 degrees. At that time, I'll bring you back and let you know how long it's been, but everything's looking great. Z-Grill pegged in at 225 degrees, nice smoky color to it. We'll see you when this thing hits 120, and I'll let you know how long it's been. See you then. All right, so it has been 4 hours and 8 minutes. We are sitting at 120 degrees on this prime rib, and the bark formation on here is fantastic from that rub. I was going to sear this thing off, but honestly, I'm not even going to do that. This is pretty much right where I want it. We have good bark, everything looks really good. So I'm just gonna get this inside and cover it with foil and let it rest for 30 minutes. Easy enough, that's all we're gonna do. So I'm gonna get this off, get it inside, cover it in foil, let it go 30 minutes, and it should be absolutely perfect. Next time you see this, we'll be slicing into it for the taste test. See you in a little while. All right, it is the moment of truth. We're gonna bust into this prime rib and see how it looks here. And I would say that looks pretty good. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it didn't climb very much after I took it out of the smoker. And since I'm kind of looking for that medium rare, maybe a little bit more on the rare side, I did put it into a 500-degree oven just to sear it off for about 7 minutes, just to get that temp up a little bit more. This crust already looked good, but it looks really good now. So if you don't want to do it on your grill, go ahead and pop it in the oven 500 degrees. I would say if you're gonna take it out, let it rest for 30 minutes, do 10 minutes. For me, I like it a little bit more on the rare side, so that's why I went with 7 minutes. But either way, it's gonna be delicious. Now, if you have people that don't like it super rare, what you can do is go ahead and slice your steaks and then sear them off in a frying pan, just kind of get a little crust on there. That'll at least make it tolerable for those people who don't like it medium rare. The other option is just don't invite those people to your house, because there's no sense on wasting perfectly good prime rib on them, but to each their own. I know we can't always not invite family. So at this point, we're just gonna see how we did here. And this is always the nerve-wracking part. For me, I'm doing a video, so if it's not perfect, it is what it is. But I can understand how people would be concerned at Christmas dinner. And boom. Now that looks perfect to me. Edge to edge, medium rare. Look at that, nice and juicy right there. And that's exactly what we're looking for. And I know the camera doesn't always pick up well on medium rare, but trust me on that. That is a perfect cook on there. We have no gray band, and that is what that 225 degrees and even a 500-degree sear on the outside of this, that spinalis is looking real good. So what we're gonna do here is I'm just gonna slice off a nice slice of this for me to try out here. And this is also a reminder that I need to sharpen my slicing knife. I'm gonna set this over here, save those for my thumbnail. And that is a very nice looking piece of prime rib, if I do say so myself. Nice and juicy. I'm gonna cut off a piece of that spinalis. Beautiful crust on there. I'm gonna eat this piece right now because I wanna see how it is, but we'll jump out and do the official taste test in just a minute. All right, let's jump out and do the taste test because I have a lot to say about this one. All right, guys, for the camera, I'm slicing off another piece here, but I'm just gonna tell you right now, this is heavenly. It's tender, it's juicy, it's smoky. That 1836 is fan-frickin-tastic on this thing. I'm telling you, it is amazing. Now keep in mind, we didn't do a multiple day dry brine or anything like that on this. We just seasoned it up, got it on. Now does a multiple day dry brine help? Sure. I just did a prime rib for Christmas. It was about 12.5 pounds. I dry brined it for 3 days with kosher salt, did a butter slather, all that, and it was phenomenal. This is also phenomenal, and it's way quicker. So if you have to make a prime rib in a hurry, I'd give this method a shot right here. I'm having another piece. I'm gonna let you in on another secret. This prime rib is from Walmart. Yeah, and it is amazing. Again, guys, the cook on this, absolutely perfect. 225 degrees. the entire time. No need to bump it up any higher than that. Let it roll. You could do this in your oven. That's what I was over at my grandparents' house. I did our prime rib in the oven. It was fantastic. You get that perfect edge to edge pink. I don't know what more you want. All right, guys, I haven't eaten all day today, so this is my supper, and I gotta have something else to go with it. And I know you guys don't wanna sit and watch me eat because that's not fun. So all I have to say is make this, give it a shot. 1836 for the win on prime rib. I'm probably gonna be using that next year for prime rib because it really is good. Maybe I'll do a salt brine and then just let it go and then just add that crusty, peppery bark with the 1836. Just accommodate for your salt factor, but this is top notch. I'm gonna eat this. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you had a Merry Christmas. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, ring that bell, stay safe, and we will see you next time.